Welcome to My MMA News Radio. Presented by MMA Signatures, featuring weekly special guests, ass-kicking interviews, fight results, and much, much more. Here are your hosts, Eric Kowal of MyMMANews.com and AJ Hiller of MMASignaturesUSA.com.
Welcome everybody to another episode of My MMA News Radio. I'm your host Eric Kowal, joined as always by AJ Hiller of MMA Signatures, and tonight in studio we have a very good friend of ours, a man we've both known for quite a while, Mr. Mike Tepedino. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us. So
Absolutely.
So we brought Mike in here. Mike is an entrepreneur in the area. He owns several restaurants. He just started a marketing company as well. We're going to give him a chance to talk about that. But Mike's been an MMA fan. It's actually where I met him. Years ago, probably now 15 years ago, maybe. I met him through my brother. We were watching some UFCs, and that's how we met. Yes. And ever since then, we've been friends, and we've gone to events together. He's helped sponsor. We've held events at his restaurant. Both AJ and I have had fighters in there, so we're very appreciative of that. My most recent event with him, we had Mickey Gall and Jim Miller, both in the UFC. We did that event at Trackside in East Stroudsburg, and it was great event, good turnout. You've had
we had several fighters there. Of course, Matt Hamill was there. We brought in Juliana Pena.
Who's pregnant, by the way? She announced her pregnancy.
Oh, great!
Yeah, it's not yours.
Fantastic.
It's not yours. It's
well,
not
that's
yours.
even better. That's even better. But good for her. You know. So what? She probably only has 1 or 2 fights in her before she has the baby, right?
No, I think she's due early next year.
Good for her. Yeah. Congratulations, Juliana.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Who else have you had?
We've
Felice.
brought in. Felice was there, right?
Felice Eric was there, yes.
Jessica I
was there.
Ashley Evans Smith there.
Yeah. Eric, do you remember when we met Kimbo Slice? That was an awesome.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. So years ago, this was. Kimbo obviously passed away in 2016. I believe it was now a year and a half ago or so. But it was a card at Six Flags Great Adventure, a fight card outdoors in the summer. It was pretty cool. Jerry Springer was there. Kimbo was there. Frankie Edgar. A lot of the local guys. Matt Serra. Yeah, a lot of regional fighters were on the card. It was very cool. It was a very unique thing. So that was one of the first events.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I went down to Miami to do a signing with Kimbo, and I'll tell you what, I'm not intimidated easy. I was getting ready to do this signing with Kimbo, and it was in like this warehouse, where there was a TV show that they
didn't he do like adult films?
Yeah.
Is that where?
So that's where it was, and I realized, when I showed up early that I shouldn't have probably showed up early to this,
No.
because
you didn't become like a fluffer.
No, thank God, but I'll tell you what, rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. He was one of the nicest guys
he was.
in the world.
He was.
Yeah. He was really cool. I was expecting this street fighter to be like rude. I've been around fighters who have been rude. I mean, not a lot, but actually one of the celebrities that I met, I think Bill, you might have been there. It was at the outdoor hunting show. You know the guy that was married to Sandra Bullock, Jesse James, the TV show, the Choppers guy?
Yeah.
I don't want him to sue me or anything, but this guy was a complete jerk when I met him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't want to take pictures with anybody. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He was insulting people. I was like, dude, you're not a stand-up comedian. You are.
Where is he today?
Yeah,
he's divorced from Sandra Bullock.
And he's the clown at the dunk tank. Who makes fun
well,
of
now
people.
we're definitely getting sued by it.
Right.
But so since you're here, Mike, we got to talk about your restaurants. You have Trackside and you have Garlic, and you just started the brand new menu over there at Garlic. That's in Stroudsburg on Main Street. The other one, Trackside's in East Stroudsburg. And I got to tell you, my kids are ruining my wing nights because on Wednesday nights now is soccer practice and wing night at Trackside.
Not me.
Bill gets to enjoy the
I see
wings.
Bill there all the time.
Yeah, but
He actually says he eats for him and you.
Yeah,
at the
so
same time,
I got these kids and they're in soccer practice and
I recently heard that the wing prices went up.
Yeah,
What does it cost for a wing now?
it's like $10 a wing now.
Is it really?
$10
Yeah.
a wing.
That's-
but
that's
they're
not-
worth it.
It's
Though.
like
the wing is
they're
this
like
big.
they're talent.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
Yeah.
Eat it slow.
You know what's crazy? I
Very
remember,
expensive.
and Eric, you're close to my age, only a bunch of years younger.
A bunch
But
of years.
I remember going out and wing nights was 10 cents a wing.
Oh, I remember that.
You know?
They were also smaller too, some of them. But
Yeah. Oh, of course. I
wings
mean, you go to Mike's place. I mean, you're gonna get a nice juicy wing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I ate wings yesterday, but I eat
Yeah.
wings all the time. But,
I know you
but
do.
I do love Trackside's wings, and I got to get back there. I got to get these kids like out of this soccer practice. I'm gonna pull the coach aside and say, look, I'm gonna shake them down.
You gotta
You're
set
not
your
gonna do this next week.
priorities
Do it
here.
on Thursdays.
Soccer or
Yeah.
wings? I mean,
We need to get the wing net.
What's that?
We need to get the wing net, Eric.
Yeah.
Come on.
But no, I love Trackside, and I still haven't figured out exactly why you have a security guard there. But I love Jimmy. I love Jimmy. I mean, I got to know, are there
We're
are
scared
there a
of
lot
people like you, Eric.
Are there a lot of fights there
We-
on a wing night?
We have had many fights at Trackside Station. You know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we need security.
Really?
yeah, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you, and I know Jimmy very well.
Yes.
I know Mike very well. My kids, this is, and they have policies in place here, which is good. You know, because a lot of people would take advantage of them. You know, they'd come in and order the wings and order a water and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, the price that Mike gives his wings for is cheap. He's not making anything. He wants to make the money on the soda or the beer, alcohol, so on and so forth. So it was like 5 after 9, and I take my wife and kids. You know, we want to go get some wings. He wouldn't let me in. Jimmy would not let me in because there's a policy in place that.
Have you seen AJ?
If-
Would
if-
you let him in? We'll let his wife and kids in.
I get
He's
VIP
not actually
service.
allowed.
No, I know,
I
but
can be-
but
I
there's
have a picture of him at the front. You know,
Yeah.
do not let this man in.
yeah, but there's a policy that kids under a certain age can't
Oh,
get
yeah,
in
yeah,
after
yeah.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh my god, you know, which
Yeah.
you know, good for Jimmy for you know,
You don't want to mess with Jimmy.
yeah, for holding up the company policy, and you know, it's good because in reality, kids shouldn't be in a place like that
Yeah.
after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm sorry about these tangents. You know, I still can't believe Juliana's pregnant.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Who's the father? Do we know?
Yeah.
Um,
She's actually got engaged a few months ago.
I don't know his name off the top of my head, but yeah, I would imagine it's somebody that she's involved with. But, talk a little bit about how you got into the restaurant because when I met you, number one, I want to talk about how you've progressed. I mean, when I first met you, you were in Jimmy's position pretty much. You were a bouncer,
Right. Exactly.
and it was called Liquid then.
Yes.
And
Yes.
now you're the owner
Mm-hmm.
of 2 restaurants. You got this marketing company.
Listen, it's all about creating opportunity in life and not waiting for it. I just created the right opportunity and ran with it, and very successful today. But you know, it's just about creating opportunity and not waiting for it, and that's what it comes down to. I started as a bouncer, and you know, moved on from there. But enough about these restaurants. Let's get into something else. The restaurants are great. Everyone go there. Great.
Well,
Next.
that's why we brought you here. So talk,
What you want to do is
Absolutely.
hire a limo and go to these places. you
I
know?
would love. Where can I get a limo around the Poconos, AJ?
I know a few different places. The Pocono Day Tripper, and Signatures Limo.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a call here. I'm hoping Rich Patishnock is supposed to call in later, and I'm hoping that wasn't just him trying to call me, but we gave him the studio line. He's supposed to call in at 9:30. So I don't know who that was. It was a 973 number.
Well, chances are it's not Rich because he's usually 15 minutes late, not 15 minutes early.
Yeah. Hopefully
We love Rich.
Hopefully he does call in at 9:30. But talk a little bit about the marketing company. What is this all about?
So, you know, I was helping people, business owners, build their companies, and pretty much, basically what it comes down to is I'm really good at driving business and building businesses, and so what I do is I go out and I just help businesses grow. That's what it comes down to. It's really hard for me to talk about myself. We do a great job. I have a really great team. We just want to put the Poconos back on the map. A lot of the times people, they want to go to New York City, they want to go to Allentown. They should be coming to the Poconos. The Poconos is where it's at. You have a great gyms in this area, great restaurants, and we just want to put our where we live back on the map. That's
what
pretty much what it comes down to.
Like John Taffer from Bar Rescue, you go in and
and
help these businesses.
We don't restrict it to just restaurants.
Right.
It's all industries. We want to help everybody. We want to help people grow. We want to get the Poconos back on the map. Back 30 years ago it was just champagne glasses and coming up here for honeymoons, and now we see families and water parks, and we have everything up here. We should bring people here, and that's what I'm trying to do. Put the Poconos back on the map.
So what is the name of the business, and how do people find out or get in touch with you?
Teps Best Media. You can follow me on at Teps Best on Instagram. Look us up on the web or call us 476-4000. We'll help you out with your business. We're good at driving business.
That's awesome. And the thing is Mike brings up a good point. Back in the day, I remember being a kid watching like the dating game or the newlywed game, and their prizes, like their grand prize was win a trip to the Poconos. And these people would go nuts, because they were going to win a trip to the Poconos. And, they had the heart-shaped tub and, the wine glass and stuff like this. And, Vegas got so popular that everybody started going to Vegas. And the Poconos actually, if you drive around the Poconos, unfortunately, you see a lot of these resorts are abandoned.
Yeah.
But now I've heard that a couple places have now bought these. Penn Hills just recently got purchased, so there's plans to make that a booming place. The Poconos was the heart. It's known for its fighting. I mean, think about all the camps that happened.
MMA fighting?
No, boxing. I said fighting. Boxing. I mean, Muhammad Ali had his camp up here. Lennox Lewis had his camp up here. The late Emmanuel Stewart. He brought all of his fighters up here to Fernwood, and that's where they did their training camps. There's so much history of fighting here in the Poconos.
It's a shame that Fernwood no longer has the venue there, because I used to go there and watch like WWE.
Yeah.
Me too when I was little.
Yeah.
So,
Now there was supposed to be a show there a couple years ago, right? Weren't you involved with?
Yeah. That was one of my friends, Jeff D'Arienzo. He had a company. It was what was it called? East Coast Cage Monkey, I believe, or something like that. He was going to do a promotion there, but it never happened. It was something that fell through with the venue and the whole place. It's shut down now. But
I'm sure the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission had nothing to do with it, right?
We're not gonna get into that whole.
Oh, come on, we got to get into this whole stoppage start.
Did you see
I watched it.
So for those you listening and for watching, Zach Kelly, he's a good friend of mine, and we sponsored him. He fought in the main event of Art of War 3 this past weekend in Lancaster, and he's fighting in the main event against this guy. I can't remember his name right now, but Tolomolo or something like that is his last name. But anyway, first round he's landing elbows from the top in like a standing position almost, and it looks like referee Jimmy Chappell runs in and like stops the fight.
Yeah.
Zach starts celebrating, cage doors come open, corners come in, music's playing. It looks like it's over. Then I wasn't there, so of course I'm speaking from what I've seen and heard. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Commissioner was there and said, no, it wasn't stopped. It was, maybe the strikes were illegal or something like that, so restart the fight. So they restart the fight after the music, and people were leaving. Like I actually know people were like, "What do you mean? Like the fight went on? We left."
Double elimination, right?
Yeah. So he won. So he won he won the fight twice, pretty much, because he ended up submitting him then later. Yeah. So he TKO'd the kid, and then he submitted. So I guess he gets two. He should get like 2 fight bonuses, 2 fight paychecks. But anyway,
that kid really feels good about himself. That lost. He lost twice in one.
Yeah. But yeah, there's controversy because I've never seen that before. I mean.
Welcome to PA. Come
I'm
on.
sure it happens, but
Yeah.
We're supposed to be building up the Poconos here.
Go
AJ.
figure.
Only in PA this stuff
No.
happens.
But yeah, Rich just texted me. He said he's gonna call in at 9:30. It wasn't
Awesome.
him calling, so I don't know. I'll have to listen to that voicemail later. But before we get into, we're gonna cover a couple some of the cards. But before we do that, we're gonna listen to a quick commercial from one of our sponsors here, Combo Hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, the undisputed, indestructible Combo Hitter! The newest innovation in punching technology, the Combo Hitter. It's safe for all ages and physical conditions, easy to install, adjustable, reduces trauma. The Combo Hitter is your perfect punching partner. Official sponsor, FightTVPlus.com.
All right. We'd like to thank some of our other sponsors too, and Forza Sports. Check out ForzaSports.com. Right now they're running a special. If you use coupon code MMANews, you're gonna get 10% off your total order. And they sell everything from MMA gear to boxing gear, apparel. Great company. That's ForzaSports.com. Also Juiced. Juiced is located at 564 Main Street, right above our gym. Healthy food. They serve wraps, smoothies, salads, great food. Campbell's Tree Service, which is three generations of landscaping, excavating. They do it all. Call them 570-595-2190. Also,
Then we have a new sponsor today, Yulo Chiropractic, and we're going to do an article on them talking about how fighters going to a chiropractor, getting their body in shape. A lot of injuries, from a lot of the abuse. How visiting a chiropractor often, is actually good for an athlete. Helps make a healthy body. So you want to check out dryulo.com and call 856-269-4567. And then we also have Pull No Punches Apparel. Visit pullnopunchesapparel.com. The business was started by Mark Westfall, who he started it in 2006 after his son passed away. His son was coming up with these inspirational quotes, and Mark took some of the quotes, put them on a T-shirt, went to a bar, and sold out the first night. Wow. So then he started a whole bunch of different shirts. He's doing like breast cancer ones. And he supports a lot of fighters. I see him at the events. So
nice.
That's another one of our great sponsors. So this coming week we have Bellator coming up. It's Bellator 185 in Connecticut. The main event is Gegard Mousasi, who just left the UFC. This is his first fight under the Bellator banner, and he's taking on Alexander Shlemenko.
it's going to be a great fight. Former champion.
I think between the two they have over 100 fights.
Wow.
So a lot of experience there. How do you see this one going down?
I'm going to tell you what. I mean, Mousasi, he's still on the rise. He's young. I think he's just barely 30 years old. I think he didn't even hit his prime yet. I could see Gegard definitely taking this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's in a kind of a weird situation here, kind of like what Rory McDonald was. He's like leaving the UFC, going to not to disparage Bellator or anything like that, but they're kind of like the smaller organization. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of money there, there's a lot of great fighters, but it's almost one of them things like if he doesn't win, what do you do then?
Right. They must have offered him a pretty penny because he that was one of his complaints that he was ranked number 3 in the world, and he wasn't getting the paydays that these other fighters were getting. And his last fight in the UFC was a controversial win against Chris Weidman.
Yeah,
if you remember.
Yeah. I think that was that in Buffalo or
yeah, it was up in Buffalo.
Yeah, but yes, also on the card, Brennan Ward against David Rickles. Ward he's from that area in Connecticut. He fights on all the cards there. Mohegan Sun. Yeah. That guy is jacked. Looks like he looks like a body he could be a male dancer.
Yeah.
Like one of those clubs that you go to.
Right. I think I've seen him there before. And Rickles, I'll tell you what, Rickles is a piece of work. He's he's a fun guy to watch.
Yeah,
you know?
he's got the interesting entrances.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Walks out in like a dinosaur suit or
Yeah.
caveman suit.
Yeah, similar to how Alan Belcher used to do.
Yeah,
Alan Belcher
yeah.
used to come out to different costumes. Now this next fight, I'm excited about. Heather Hardy. She's actually sponsored by MMA Signatures.
Is she really?
Yeah, she is. She is.
So where do I
If you want to get her autograph,
Yeah.
you go to.
you like my segue there?
Yeah, that was perfect. MMASignaturesUSA.com. We'll actually have her autographs available next week. We have a signing set up with her. Actually, this Thursday.
You should do a seminar with her at the gym.
Yeah, we could. We could definitely do that.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. She's a world-class boxer, WBC champion.
Yeah.
You know, and now she made her MMA debut at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. And that was a fun fight.
Yeah, it was. It was. Now, she's fighting again. Excited for her.
UFC also going on this weekend. They're going to be in Poland.
Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah.
Chest,
Right.
yuck, tum.
Yeah.
Break out the remember the Polish jokes?
Yeah.
I don't know any right now, but
Yeah.
But,
They'll
yeah.
start with the main event. That'll be the first fight of the night.
No, it's cool to kind of, I guess, see the UFC take their brand all over the world and
Yeah.
to these different venues. Now it's kind of disappointing though that the Joanna, the champion, she should be there.
Yes.
She'll be there. I'm sure
Right.
she'll be there, but she should be on the card. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess they.
Even Carolina, she's not on the card.
Yeah,
either.
she is.
Is she?
Yeah, she's the co-main event. She's
Awesome.
taking on Jody Escobar.
Oh,
But
awesome. She's
the
a
main
great
event,
fighter.
the main event. I think the whole card is on UFC Fight Pass. So you got to have the $9.99 a month membership. Which do you have, by the way? Are
Of
you
course I
supporting
have it.
Yeah?
Of course
Yeah.
I have it.
I have it as well.
Nice.
I love it, but
Yeah. It's good.
It's-
I don't utilize it as much as I should. I'm going to have to use it this weekend.
yeah, I'm not sure. I got to look to see what time the card starts, but Poland's probably 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, they're 6 hours ahead of us.
6 or 7 hours ahead of us, probably. So, but the card probably is like going
2
to start at
o'clock,
11 a.m. or
Yeah.
something like that. But the main event is Donald Cerrone going up against Darren Till, and Till just fought not long ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. Very impressive fighter, but Cerrone. He's coming off back-to-back losses for the first time in his entire career.
Yeah.
Losses to Robbie Lawler and Jorge Masvidal. You know much about Darren Till?
I know absolutely nothing about him.
No?
Unfortunately,
So we
no.
just pack up and go home.
Yeah.
You didn't do your homework.
This is the thing, like usually you see Cowboy fighting big names, like well-known names in the UFC. Darren, is he? I don't even know if he's ranked.
I don't know if he is ranked.
Well, you got to do your homework.
yeah,
You're telling me that I got to do my
know.
homework.
I'm gonna have to look at that. But he's got one draw. He's 15-0-1.
Oh wow.
But his one draw was in the UFC. So he's a good challenge for Cerrone. And like I said before about Mousasi, where even though it's a different organization in the Bellator now, but it's kind of like one of them situations where you can't lose.
Right.
Cerrone cannot get a third loss in a row. I mean, people love to see him fight, but still, you get a third loss in a row. He's not going to be headlining cards.
Right.
He's not, he's going to be. He'll still probably be on pay-per-view, but he'll be open up the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
He's got to find his way back into the win column, which I believe he will. Till is a very dangerous opponent, but I think he hasn't faced anybody like Cerrone. I think Cerrone will get the job done.
Right.
Right. So the Rich Patishnock's going to call in here soon in a couple minutes. So once he does that, we're going to switch over and talk about his fight. He's fighting for a title this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. But the co-main event for the UFC this week, we talked about Carolina versus Jody Escobar. Then we also have Jan Blachowicz taking on Devin Clark. And Jonathan Wilson versus Oscar Pichota. Not a whole.
Is there any skis on this card? I thought the skis. We would see skis all over the place.
Not a whole lot of names that people are going to recognize. So I'm not sure how this is going to do overall. Like I said, it's on Fight Pass. It's nice. It's a nice thing to have on the weekend. But I think the real fights to watch this weekend And again, not to disparage the UFC, the real fights are the ones we're going to be at USKA.
USKA.
So,
Yeah.
and you're going to take us. In the
Yeah,
limo?
we're gonna go down to USKA in the limo.
Mike, you want to come with us?
Yeah, last.
Yeah, of course.
It's right down in Easton or the Bronco. We could go down in the Bronco. Yeah.
AJ just started for those tuning in for the first time here on Genesis Radio. AJ, among his 150 other businesses, started a limousine company. I don't know why.
Yeah, I want.
He just wakes up and says,
Yeah.
"What? I mean, next week you're going to come in and be like, hey guys, I'm sponsoring you with my pet grooming business, right?"
Who told you?
That's actually
Who told
a really
you?
good idea.
Yeah, it actually is. And it's funny because I just talked to a pet groomer today who's interested in sponsoring the show. So Eric just didn't pull that out of the hat, the rabbit out of the hat. So, hopefully next week we'll be able to talk about them a little bit more. But how about this? We got UFC this weekend. We got Bellator this weekend. We got the USKA fight. My daughter is going to be 1 year old tomorrow.
Well, happy
Can
birthday.
you believe this?
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, Arella.
In case you're listening.
Yeah.
Or watching on Facebook Live. Does she have her own Facebook account?
Yeah, she absolutely
Or
does.
like Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
where you give your daughter
Yes.
a page. And
Yes. But my wife and kids are watching, so hi, Michelle. Hi, AJ. Hi, Angelina. Thanks for watching. And thanks for everybody who's watching and everybody who's tuned in every week. I mean, every week our views keep on going up and up. I think last week we had 6 million views on on
you should start a storytelling business
yeah,
too.
yeah. And it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and we're gonna hit that 10 million mark pretty soon.
What are you drinking there, by the way?
Yeah. It's not one of our sponsors, so I can't talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to tape the things up when we come in. Yeah.
He tells me he's going to bring beer into the show. He brings in Red's Wicked Apple.
Hey, I'm not a big drinker, so when I drink, I want to be able to taste an apple. So then it makes me feel like I'm drinking healthy.
We got to get
It's actually healthy.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Absolutely.
Mike's got
Yes.
some good beers on tap over there at Trackside. We got to get it.
We definitely have about 4 apple beers for you, AJ. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
we could always please someone like you.
I'm a big fan
Perfect,
of the
perfect.
60-minute,
What-
the 90-minute IPAs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I like
Good.
coffee. I'm a coffee fan. So I drink.
There are coffee beers.
Yeah, but I like coffee. I like hot coffee.
You're
Yeah.
a coffee drinker,
Yes.
smoker. You got to stop
You,
that smoking. too.
yeah. You gotta mind your own effing business. Can you even say that on
Show
here?
rated R. Should we bleep it out?
Yeah, we can't curse on this show.
We can't curse.
Or believe me, I would. But Terry's over here looking at us like ready to hit that button, that beep button.
I'm
Yeah.
actually not talking because I usually just curse
Yeah.
constantly. So.
Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, like I said, not a whole lot of names that everyone's going to recognize here on the UFC card, but
You know what else is exciting? Next week we have Tommy Espinoza going to be on the show.
yep, Tommy Espinoza. He just fought from Maverick,
Yes.
and he's going to be fighting for King of the Cage. But I don't know if you guys saw, Scott Heckman just announced on my way here that he's going to be main eventing and defending his belt at Maverick MMA 4.
Yeah.
So Willie Siska there, he's
Yeah.
doing big things.
He's
gonna have his
doing a great
fourth
job.
show this year.
Yep, and this is December 9th. It's going to be held down in Easton.
The State Theater.
Yeah.
So yeah, Heckman's gonna be on the card. Eric Roncaroni's on the card. Who else? Anybody else?
I'm sure there's going to be probably
But
13
new
fights.
venue. He's held the last 3 at the Sherman Theater. New venue. We're gonna have to see how that goes down there. But I think it's gonna be great. I think it's bigger than Sherman.
Yeah. That's why they went to this venue. And you know what? It's closer to
Heckman's house.
Heckman's home, yeah,
So
so-
he'll have even more fans. Not that Sherman's that far of a drive, but
right.
excited to see him defend his belt.
Yeah.
And
Is
we
Rich
got-
calling in? He's late.
Yeah, he's going to call in.
Rich, if you are listening, we're waiting for you. But
The other thing we got 2 weeks from now we're going to have Brett Martinez on the show. Brett is fighting
Bellator.
for Bellator out in State College, and that card is stacked. I don't know if you've checked it out. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, we got Phil Davis headlining it. Ed Ruth, who is Penn State. I mean, both Phil and
no, Phil Davis is not headlining it. Ryan Bader's head.
Oh, that's right. They changed it. Yeah.
Phil Davis is the co-main event.
Co-main event. Yep.
Um,
That's right. I forgot they announced that
Bader
fight.
Bader's the main event against. He's defending his belt against Linton Vassell.
Yes. And then, Ed Ruth, he's a Penn State national champion. So that's exciting that he's going to be on the card. And, our very own Brett Martinez out of Rat Pack, MMA Signatures gym. And, we're excited because Brett was actually retired.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one heck of a fighter, but, he changed his priorities. And then, he started coming back in the gym. He was instructing at our gym. And he got the call from Bellator. And,
Are you going to go out to the card?
Of course,
Yeah,
I'll be
you
there.
gotta
It's going to be an awesome week.
Will you drive the limo?
Of course,
Yeah.
Will
Will you take us out there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I'll send you a contract and
Send me a
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah.
We have to put a down payment.
yep.
150 down payment.
Yes, absolutely. But think about this. We have Bellator on the 3rd, right? On the 4th, we have UFC.
Yep, Madison Square Garden.
Yep. And what's even better is they're only 3 hours apart from where they are. So we'll be out in State College on Friday, State College, Penn State, at the Bryce Jordan Center, and then 3 hours east, we'll be at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, and I was telling you before we started the show, Eddie Bravo is coming here. He's going to be at Finishers MMA. They're going to be doing a seminar with him that morning in Bethlehem. So there's a whole lot of fights and stuff going on in the industry here in this couple hour region. Like you said, Bellator, then the seminar, then you've got the UFC.
You know what else we have too? Fighting out of MMA Signatures gym. He's ranked number 23 in the country. This Saturday he's fighting down in Georgia. Lamont Capers. He's fighting down in Georgia. It's a boxing match, professional boxing match. So good luck to Dave Vasquez, Jesse Altmans, and of course Lamont Capers.
Rich, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're on the air.
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
How you doing, buddy?
For
up,
those
Rich?
Good,
those
man.
tuning
Hanging
in,
there. Got done eating some dinner.
you eating dinner. It's
Eating dinner.
9:30 at night.
Yeah, I gotta get the food in, man.
Yep.
I can't miss a meal. So
What are you eating? Because I know it's fight week for you. You're cutting weight. Rich, but for those listening, Rich is going to be fighting for the Cage Fury Fighting Championships lightweight title this Saturday night at the Borgata in Atlantic City. So we're very excited for Rich to get this opportunity. But what are you eating?
I had broiled broccoli.
Oh, that sounds
and
delicious, man.
a turkey burger with a spinach salad.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
What's your weight at, Rich?
It was actually, you should do that with the broccoli. Put it in the oven, bake it for I'd say 15 minutes until it's a little crispy. It's delicious. It's the only way I eat my broccoli now.
Nice. You know how broccoli's even better? You batter
Huh?
it. You batter it and then you fry it. Oh man,
I
it's
eat
great.
that.
No, I know. I'm only kidding with you. How's the weight cut going? And it's good to hear that you're actually eating solid food, because I remember not too long ago, about this time before fight week, you'd be eating an ice cube. Because you had a big weight cut. But how's the weight cut going? I saw you the other day, man. You're looking great.
The weight cut's, it's hard to say right now because I'm still water loading, so the hard part, the shitty part, hasn't started yet. But right now, it's great. I'm eating my food. I'm keeping my energy up. It's gonna be a lot of the water weight that I had to get rid of. So,
Awesome.
but I feel great right now, leading up to it.
That's awesome. And I'll tell you what, you look great. Last time I saw you, which was not even a week ago, I saw you.
Yeah, thank you. I see the difference is I started prepping my meals with the company Roscoe's in New Jersey where I live. They prep all my meals and
Yeah.
yeah, you like that, right?
Segue the sponsors.
They prep all my meals and instead of eating right when I had to during fight camp, I just eat right all year round now, and it's very easy for me. So even my last fight, the weight was easy, the easiest cut I had.
So
Nice.
I got to ask you, Rich. You're fighting Joe Lowry. He's defending his belt. I believe he's undefeated, right? He's 6-6-0 or something like that.
6-6-0.
Yeah, the guy's a beast.
So,
he won the title earlier this year in a minute.
So
but
it's
Yeah.
go ahead.
6-0 or 6-6-0?
I believe he's 6-0. 6-0.
6-0.
He's
Okay.
undefeated.
But I got to ask you. I saw CFFC put up a flyer on their Facebook, and it had a quote. I don't know where the interview came from. Maybe it was just an internal thing with them, but it said, "I don't think Rich Patishnock likes to get hit." Now, I don't know anybody that likes
Yeah,
to
who
get
likes
hit.
to get hit?
Nobody likes to get. I mean,
Well-
fighters. You guys fight. You train to fight, but nobody likes to just stand there and get punched. So, what would
Right.
you say to Joe Lowry in response to that?
I see. On the contrary, I like it in sparring or even like if I get a black eye, like if I get hit and I get a black eye, the next few days I have a black eye or a mark on my face. I think it's fucking cool. So on the contrary, I like kind of getting hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't be in the sport if I didn't like getting hit. You guys Justin Gaethje or Palomino. If I like being hit, obviously I don't. Obviously, I'm in the sport. I'm gonna get hit. Do I want to get hit and stand in front of you? And no, I don't. And that's where I went wrong my last few fights. That I lost. I took some fights on short notice. I wasn't ready. I didn't have a game plan, and they caught me. But to say I don't like getting hit or I'm scared to get hit is, it's kind of laughable considering the sport I'm in and who I fought and how many fights I had. So. But Joe Lowry, I mean, he's a tough kid. Tough guy. He deserves to be where he's at, and we'll see what happens Saturday night.
So you're one of those guys that's kind of bounced around from gym to gym in this area. Not to say that you've gone from gym and made a new one your permanent home. You like to cross train. You go from gym to gym. Because there's different coaches that help you. There's different aspects that you got to work on, and some gyms are better at it than others. But who have you been working with for this camp here?
This camp, my strength and conditioning coach, Keith Weiss at Bulldog in Freehold.
Mm-hmm.
I also work with Billy D, OG Billy D, Beyond Fitness. I work with him also. I've been working with Mickey Gall, David Adeve. One of the biggest aspects that there's a couple of fights that aren't even on. There's no tape anywhere, which I feel is a couple of my best performances. Is when I was working with Sean Diggs from World Class Boxing. Me and Sean, just because I moved to a different area, I wasn't able to get to him. The 3 fights, couple of fights, I just wasn't working with him, and I feel like I was missing that. And we started working together again, and I feel great. I think that's going to be a big part of my success coming back up is working back with Diggs and just getting the whole team involved.
Now, you mentioned Mickey Gall. Mickey called me last night, like around 10:15 or so at night. He called me from Canada. Is he gonna? He's up in TriStar. Is he gonna come down for your fight, or is he staying up there?
No, he'll be in my corner. I was actually going to go with him to TriStar, and come and shoot straight down to AC. But I just thought I would be overwhelmed, and I want to stay home with my coaches, in my home gym. Actually, I didn't mention this with who I started working with again, but James Meals, Driven MMA. I want to stay home with him, go over game plans, positional stuff. I just felt like if I went to Canada, and I leave my fight there. If somebody hit me, I'd be like, all right, we're sparring. I just felt like I would have left the fight there. I would have felt overwhelmed, and I wouldn't. That would have been the wrong thing to do. So I chose not to go with them, and I'll see them this weekend.
So I know you don't have a crystal ball in front of you, but how do you see this fight going down? We talked about Lowry won the title. I think it was a KO or a TKO in a minute. Are you gonna try to stand with him, or are you gonna? How do you see it going down? Without giving away your game plan.
According to him, I'm scared to. So, maybe I'll close my eyes and
lay down.
Pray for the best. But I don't know. He's a young, undefeated, tough kid. I already know I really know his game plan. Especially after what he said that. I know his game plan, obviously.
He's gonna try to hit you. Is that his game plan? Because
He
doesn't like to get hit, right?
More better than I did, and I just feel like it's gonna come down to cardio, which I'm very confident in mine.
Nice.
So I've known you for a number of years, and you know, a while back when I was writing for Ultimate MMA magazine, it was right when you had beaten Igor Gracie and Gregor Gracie back to back. And I called you. We made a headline for the magazine. We called you the new Gracie Hunter, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Kind of like Sakuraba, who would go out there and defeat all the Gracies. But you then went on to fight Justin Gaethje. You fought for the title. Have you trained with his opponent coming up here at all, Eddie Alvarez? You know, Eddie's from the Philadelphia region. Have you trained at all with?
No,
no.
I never really got to train with those guys. You know, with some politics behind the MMA game. You know, I really want to. I feel like that would bring my game to another level. All those guys, everybody that trains there under Nick Catone and Almeida, and all, those guys are just on a high different level. I feel like, you know, that would just help me. I feel like I could help them too, but I feel like that would just help me become a better man and fighter, just being around those people. So, you know, hopefully one day I will. But no, I haven't trained with Alvarez or anything. So
since you fought Gaethje and you know you have experience with him, you know his fighting style, how do you see that fight playing out with him against Eddie Alvarez?
Oh man, Eddie Alvarez is such a veteran and he's so crafty. But Gaethje is like, he's like fucking Michael Myers in the Terminator. Man, that guy is crazy. I'm legitimately a fan, even though he beat me up. He's a scary dude, man. He's a really scary dude.
I don't see that fight even
I just feel
coming
like,
close to the ground. Do you?
that?
That fight is just going to
No.
be a banging war. You know, Eddie's a
Honestly,
boxer. Gaethje's a
Yeah.
banger. That's going to be that might have fight of the century.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's gonna start off standing. To be honest, and I don't know, man. Gaethje he's a scary dude. I feel like even if he gets hit, he's still very dangerous, and I feel like he's gonna land a couple, and you know maybe Alvarez goes for the shot, or you know Gaethje I just feel has, you know, a lot of people talk about how he's gonna be brain dead, blah blah blah, but that he's got a lot more fights in him, and if he fights like that every fight, I mean. It's fireworks every time. So, he's a new breed. He's young. He's fresh. So we'll see what happens.
So when are you going down? The fight is this Saturday. When are you going down to Atlantic City?
I might be there Wednesday night, but probably Thursday. Early Thursday, I'll probably head down actually.
And
start my wake up when I get down there and get everything going.
Now, are you still selling tickets? How can anybody get tickets besides going to the CFC?
I do have. You could. My Instagram is @rich_Patishnock. My Facebook. They're at the gyms. You can go to the CFSC website. Do whatever you got to do.
Rich, make sure that you get those gloves nice and bloody and the wraps, because I plan on buying them off you. All right.
If I don't, I'll punch my lip in the back end.
I thought you didn't like to get hit. So you're gonna hit yourself.
It's surprising to me because considering the last 3 losses, if I didn't like getting hit, I don't think I would have got hit that much.
No, I know, but I'll tell you what, man. I wish you the best of luck. I consider you, a great friend, man, and it's always good to see, someone local, be successful, and I'm confident that you're gonna bring that title back.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking for it. We'll have the results up on MyMMANews.com. But yeah, before we let you go, we want to wish you the very best. I think everybody here, Mike, Bill's here, our photographer Bill's here, even our producer Terry over here is wishing you congratulations.
Yes.
So everybody,
thank you.
Everybody's wishing you the best, and get that belt, and we'll talk to you when you get back.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for having me on, and hope I'll be in the studio next time.
All right, we'll talk.
Hey, do you have any shout-outs before you hang up?
Oh man, there's so many. I want to thank all my coaches. I don't got to name them. They know who they are. All my coaches, my teammates, a couple sponsors, Performance Rehabilitation, JP Ventures, my boy Jimmy Perry, who's a local boy who moved to Pittsburgh. He helped me out tremendously. Just everybody. Roscoe's. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk to you, Rich.
Take care.
Take care, good.
Thanks, bud.
See you later.
Bye.
So that was Rich Patishnock again fighting for the lightweight CFFC championship this weekend. And Rich is such a good guy.
I respect his hustle. Honestly, guys, he's a hustler.
He is.
Yeah. He's a very good guy.
You know, and the last time he had a title fight was actually the World Series of Fighting, and it was the inaugural championship against Gaethje. Yeah. And he took that fight on like 3 days' notice. He was originally supposed to fight Palomino.
Yep.
And then Gaethje's opponent dropped out, got hurt or something like that, so they gave Rich the opportunity. You know, and unfortunately, and I'll be the first to tell you, you know, Rich was brought in to World Series of Fighting to be an opponent. You know, he wasn't supposed to beat Igor Gracie. He wasn't supposed to beat Gregor Gracie. And, you know,
beat him back to back.
Back to back. And then, you know, they say, well, let's throw Rich to this killer.
Yeah, throw him to the wolves.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And, you know, unfortunately, he was on like a 6-fight contract with the World Series of Fighting. And after that, I mean, and it was a progressive contract. So, you know, I'll make the numbers up, you know, 6-6, 8-8, 12-12, 15-15. So after that fight with Gaethje, you know, he never got a call again. And then they tried to renegotiate his contract for some crazy low numbers, you know. So, you know, he went in there and did what nobody thought he could do by beating the two Gracies. And then, you know, he was on the shelf for a little bit after that Gaethje fight.
Yeah.
You know, and then they threw him in there with the...
then he went to Bellator.
No, he had one more fight. It was a tournament in World Series of Fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, and then he went to Bellator.
Then he went to Bellator.
And then he came back and he won his last fight.
Yeah, he won the last fight. His first fight there with CF.
Yeah, so it's exciting. But we'd like to shout out to our sponsors again. Combo Hitter, Campbell's Tree Service, Juiced, Forza Sports. And again, check out ForzaSports.com. Use coupon code MMA News and get 10%.
Why isn't it MyMMANews?
This coupon codes are supposed to be small, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we'll have them change it up.
No, we'll go with it.
I'll call Karen up this week and maybe
we'll go with it. I'm not
okay.
offended.
All right. Pull No Punches Apparel and our new one.
Yulo Chiropractic.
Awesome.
And,
why don't we have them come in next week and crack us up?
it's kind of a drive, but Dr. Yulo might be up for it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah. But I'm gonna pull up, for those of you that are watching on our Facebook Live stream, I'm gonna pull up our fight card for USKA this coming weekend at the Econo Lodge. If you could see that, we've got.
We have this guy who has 5,000 fights, right? What's his name?
Yeah, Rami Ibrahim is in the main event, and this is gonna be his 186th fight.
That's amazing. 186 fights. Can you imagine?
Yeah, so we have a great interview up on MyMMAnews.com with him today. He talks about he was kidnapped at age 4.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Did you see the face he made after that? But
so how many people do you know that was kidnapped?
First
one?
You got to listen to it. It was our first interview with a kidnappee.
So what happened?
So, you got to listen to it.
I'll tell you what happened. He was kidnapped and he ended up beating the guy up. Right at 4 years old, because he already had 10 pro fights at the age of 4.
He's known as the son of Palestine. But anyway, so before his family moved here, his family moved to the United States during the Gulf War, the first war in the 90s.
Right.
But before, he's from the Middle East, and people would kidnap kids and sell them, kind of like human trafficking is here.
Right. So how much did he go for?
You got if you haven't gotten my point yet, you got to go to MyMMAnews.com. Ryan Sprague of the SFLC podcast did a great interview with Rami.
Oh,
it's up there. But he's
How many apple beers have you had?
Yeah, that's it.
No more red apple beers for you. But yeah, it's a good fight card. They got the Econo Lodge. Tickets are still on sale online from their website, USKFights.com. We're going to take the limo there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we'll take the big one.
The big one.
And Jen, if you're listening or watching or whatever you're doing, please, we want to pull up right in front of the building.
Now, okay, so I'm going to warn you about that.
Okay.
Their parking lot there is very odd.
Oh boy.
So you might
Maybe
need to
you should
bring
bring the small
You might
limo.
need to bring an experienced driver. I mean, I don't want you
Yeah.
or hook up like a camera or something like I know you bought like a 1970s limo, but
Yeah, it's nice.
You have to put like
It's like the Munsters.
yeah, you have to put
Sure.
like a tail light camera on it or something, so you don't
Alright.
hit somebody's Toyota Corolla.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
But
And it's not a 70s limo. It's 2000s.
it is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even make Lincoln Navigators in the
We're taking the Navigator.
Of course we're taking the
what's the other
Navigator.
one?
The other one's a town car.
The town car.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one I want. The town car.
The little one?
I feel like driving Miss Daisy, That's
Oh, well,
special.
we'll take the small one. The small one's nice. Yeah.
So we got Mike here in the studio, Mike Tepedino,
Here I am.
and we're talking about you own the restaurant. Now we gotta get together, AJ, and we gotta get another event there at Trackside. Mike, he puts the fights on. He doesn't have the pay-per-views.
We got to start doing the pay-per-views there. We
Yeah.
do the
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
They're like $9,800. We should do it right away.
Actually, they have packages.
so
$700 a fight.
it's
Seriously,
really
I got the lowdown. Or
If you could get me $700 a fight, we'll make a deal right now. We'll do it.
okay, but it's I think a 10-fight contract or something like that. I'll find out
But-
the details because I'll tell you what. There's not many places that show the pay-per-views around this area.
not anymore because they're not making
Right.
money anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
A lot of people
It's
are
not cost effective for us business owners.
Yeah, a lot of the people now are illegally streaming. Not that I know anybody that does that.
No.
I don't know
Neither do I.
Me either.
I don't know anybody and does it. And don't message me asking me for sites and links to watch free pay-per-views because I don't know them. I don't.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
I know.
But anyway,
All you have to do is go on Facebook and
yeah.
search the event. You're going to be able
Yeah.
to
No,
watch
but
it.
Mike does the preliminary cards there for a lot of the UFCs on Fox and stuff, and
Right.
you can go there, get some great food, drink some beers,
Yeah, we'll take care of you if you come down. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to figure out how to do the pay-per-views there. I'll
Just
find
call
out.
Dana White. Don't you guys
Yeah.
have connections? Just
Yeah, we could. Dana, why don't you call if you're watching the show? Why don't you call?
Seriously. Dana,
888.
I got
Call
an
here,
idea.
please.
I got an idea.
Huh.
Those websites that I don't know about,
Okay.
we could use one of them at Mike's place,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
that's
and then
great.
and then
Let's
when he
just
gets
say that to everybody
yeah,
right now.
and then
Yeah.
and then when he gets arrested on Monday,
Right.
following the fights, we don't know him, right?
Yeah,
Mike who?
Definitely.
Mike who?
No clue who
He
he
was
is.
never on the show.
No.
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 But anyway, no, Mike, we love your restaurants, and I gotta go back into Garlic.
Yeah.
I gotta get there. Yeah, you got the new menu.
Yeah.
But there is a way. I know that there's a way if you sign up for
He's hung up.
packages.
He's hung up
Yeah,
on me.
because you know what upsets me?
What's in that apple?
I'm one, and I'll be the first to tell you. I stream these fights. I try to watch them. They pause. They stop. I'm 2, 3.
Because they're illegal streams.
No, they're absolutely not. No. Guy that I bought the thing off, it
The
told me it was
Fire
legal.
Stick.
Damn,
He
illegal
told me it was
stream.
legal.
I want my illegal stuff to work.
Yeah. So anyway, we need another place around this area to watch fights and to bring fighters to. It's one thing. I mean,
AJ,
think,
don't you have it at your house though? Can't we just all come over?
absolutely. Anytime you want to come over, you guys could come and watch
Send
the
a
fights.
limo.
Yeah,
We'll pack your house.
absolutely.
And we'll order takeout from Trackside.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
could
good
always
idea.
do that. We could always do that.
I'll supply the food, the apple beer.
Yeah, yeah. I like apple beer. You know who likes apple beer? Matt Hamill. So Matt, if you're watching, I got the apple beer. That's our little thing. We have apple beers. Yeah, yeah.
That just sounds weird.
Apple beer?
No, that like you and Matt have your little thing and you drink apple beer.
That's
Like,
it. Even
If you're ever around Matt Hamill, ask him about cow tipping.
yeah, yeah,
Best story ever.
yeah,
Best story ever.
yeah. Matt's favorite thing to do is cow tip.
So what's
And-
the we talk about this. What's the news on? We only have a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So talk about you manage Matt.
Yeah, so Matt is going to be fighting for an organization called Fight Tonight. It's out in Brazil. He fought there a couple months back, and he knocked out Luis Kane, who's a UFC vet. He knocked Luis out in 37 seconds. So now he's fighting again out there, and that's going to be on the 8th, actually, of December. So we're excited.
before Christmas.
Right before Christmas, So, he's been training. Actually, he's been in training camp now for about 2 months because originally the fight was supposed to be in November, so now they changed it due to some sponsorship opportunities. The sponsor, their main sponsor, couldn't. There was a discrepancy with the date or something like that, so they had to push it back a couple weeks. So he's fighting on the 8th of December. Exciting, because after this fight, when he wins, he's going to get a title shot out there.
That's good.
Yeah, and Matt deserves it. If you know Matt Hamill, he's probably one of the best guys in the world. He's got a heart the size of the earth, and he's just an amazing guy. He's got a movie about his life called The Hammer.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Great movie.
Yeah, we're actually working on The Hammer Part 2, and we're doing a documentary on Matt. Yep. And then next month it's going to be on Fight Pass. Actually, you're going to be able to watch it. They came here to
your gym,
to East Stroudsburg and Stroudsburg, and it's UFC filmed. Where Are They Now? So they filmed in East Stroudsburg. So that's going to be a great piece to utilize, Mike, for the growth of business here in the Poconos too. Because believe me, we captured the best of the Poconos. Especially the foliage and back the woods, and they actually had a drone. They flew the drone up in the air and flew it all over the place to show what the Poconos look like and stuff like that. So that's going to be aired next month. Pretty excited about that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So we're just about out of time, but we're going to tell you who we're going to have on the show next week. Tommy Espinoza, as we discussed, he's going to be in studio. He fought on the Maverick MMA 3 card. He won a second round TKO, I believe it was. And he's fighting the end of this month. He'll be fighting for King of the Cage, and then he's also fighting for Glory in New York in December. So we've got three fights that we can talk about with him. Tommy's a great guy. Just had, I believe, his second child like a few days before his Maverick fight.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Oh, wow.
So he's probably getting like no sleep while he was cutting weight. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, great guy. He'll be in the
He
studio.
is a good kid. And he's young. Wow, I can't believe he has 2 kids already.
Yeah, and last thing before we go, we want to remind people we're still doing the Combo Hitter giveaway. As you know, Combo Hitter is an apparatus that was developed by former UFC fighter Brad Kohler.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a replacement, if you will, of punching bag. And the theme of this is to do out with the old and in with the new. So send us like a 30-second clip of you, throwing out your old heavy bag. You don't actually have to throw it out, but just create some kind of funny video. Send it to us, and every 2 weeks we're giving away a new system. They're $250. These combo hitters. So Brad will ship it to you, absolutely free. Just send us a video, and every 2 weeks we'll pick a winner. With that,
Nice. Thanks for everybody who listened and watched tonight, and we'll be back again next week.
Yeah, and thank you, Mike.
Thanks for Mike.
Thank you guys for having me.
for coming in. Good night, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.